What's up, y'all? Many people think that Sam Howell's not going to be a starter this season, but that's completely false. He is going to be a starter. And the reason why is because think about who they just let go. They let go of Taylor Heineke and Carson Wentz, right? So that means we only had Sam Howell. And then we have Jake Fromm and then Jacoby Brissett. Do you see any of them taking a starting position? No. Like, we want a franchise quarterback. We want somebody we can build up and we can have for many years to come. And that's Sam Howell. And, Jacoby Brissett, we've seen people like Tom Brady, be great in his later years and in his early years. But it's not too many people that's going to be great. Like, for example, Geno Smith, he's doing great. He's old. But do we see 5 years with him? No. You're going to see that in Sam Howell. And then on top of that, in the offseason, they brought in Jacoby. And it's like, when you think about the two, I don't see Jacoby Brissett as someone that's better than Sam Howell. I see him as someone that's only going to help him. That's all I see. A leader, a great leader. That's all I see. And somebody that can keep the team afloat until Sam Howell gets back from injury or whatever the case may be. If he has to sit out for a game, I can see Jacoby coming in and doing his thing. But do I see him being a starter? No. I just don't see it. And then Jake Fromm, I still feel like he has a lot to prove. But do I see him doing anything? No. But I felt like maybe this might be the right franchise for him to develop himself and he could be a better backup than Jacoby Brissett. But for right now, I don't see that. But back to Sam Howell. Sam Howell, like, he's a dual threat. He can run it and he can throw it. He may not be the fastest quarterback, but I guarantee you he might be having at least 800 yards rushing this season just because not this season, but if we had to, I can see that happening. But he's not a Lamar, but he's definitely not a Patrick Mahomes. You see what I'm saying? If he needs to run, he will do it. And that's why I see him as a dual threat, because he can pass it and run it. But just think about what the Commanders gave up this offseason. Like, they didn't go after Lamar Jackson. Let's just keep that there for a second. Lamar Jackson. They didn't go after him. They didn't even send out a contract. And, I understand that, they would have had to put a lot of money up and they wouldn't have had anything to use to free agency. And, Baltimore wasn't trying to let him go anyway. But they didn't go after him. We didn't hear any news about it. They didn't even say, yeah, we're interested, nothing. They just said Sam Howell. That's all I heard was Sam Howell. And it's like, they didn't do that. They didn't go after nobody in the free agency. They didn't, Jacoby Brissett and Jake Fromm came. But I'm saying it wasn't like they went after somebody, a star quarterback. They didn't, and it wasn't like it was that many star quarterbacks on free agency this season. But I'm just saying they didn't go out and try to trade for anybody. They didn't do anything. And even in the draft, they didn't go after the 3-star quarterbacks that was in the draft. They didn't even go after Will Levis. Like, they didn't take any quarterback in the draft. So what that tells me is that they believe in Sam Howell and they know he can be the starter. They just felt like he needed more time to develop. So they brought in Jacoby Brissett. They allowed him to be a great leader for them, and they knew that he could do that. So, and then Ron Rivera just spoke up and said that Jacoby Brissett is a great presence for Sam Howell. He's noticed that just him being around Sam Howell has made him do better, be better. He's seen growth from last year and this year so far. So it's like Sam Howell is going to be a starter this year. He's going to start week 1. And he's going to be that guy, no matter how he plays in the offseason. I'm sure he's not going to play terrible. But I'm just saying, like, people making it seem like, oh, Jacoby might be there. Why would we want Jacoby? We've done it many times before. We've had veterans there before and they failed us. We want somebody fresh we can build up, and we've been doing that. And we've taken all the great necessary steps to do that. And we've been doing that with Jacoby. Jacoby is a great veteran to have. And he's not trying to take the lead, but he's just showing Sam Howell how to take lead. And that's how I feel for this season. And without a doubt, we know week 1, Sam Howell is going to be a starter.